Greetings, this video is aimed primarily at my valiant word bearers, but also to any content creator. So if you have a YouTube channel, an Instagram, Facebook, podcast, whatever, I know that I reach a lot of different peoples with these teachings. So yeah, this is for you. So if you want to portray a message, basically. And I'm gonna utilize a few examples to explain my thought process. And since we've been talking a bit about porn as of late, and I know that I mentioned this quite a lot, and that is for good reason. And it's also in this, topic, a good way to explain it. So basically, what you want to do if you want to present a thought, you need to present two alternatives. So for me, when I say to you that you should stop watching porn, I'm actually not taking something away from you. I'm presenting two options. So one option is to continue to watch porn and get, whatever enjoyment you get with that. Or I present to you the option of having better sex and having more energy and having more confidence and having, a better life in general. So you see, I haven't taken away anything from you. I've given you something. I've given you these glorious teachings, as it were. I've given you a glorious pill that you can take. And this means then that you don't take anything away, you give. And this can be applied to most things when it comes to culture and degeneracy, because we want to combat degeneracy, but we cannot do this by only saying, this is degenerate, that is degenerate, stop doing that, because it's so excruciatingly easy to just point the finger and say this is wrong. Very easy. It's easy to point fingers at others when they don't do things well enough. It's easy to point out when something is bad, and it's not attractive one bit with all these people that only complain, only ever talk about how degenerate everything is. Now the thing is, and what I try to do all the time, is I try to give an alternative. So I'm not just saying, stop watching porn because it's degenerate. Like, it is degenerate and it's bad for you, but I give you the other option, which is, you will have a better overall life if you cut it out. So you see, two options. Now, this can be applied to many things. So a few weeks ago, I was on a Swedish podcast, and a listener had a question for me that I answered them. And the question was, my younger brother has an attraction for Hollywood hip-hop culture. And since we talked about this in the last video, I thought this was appropriate to elaborate on even more. So anyway, what I said was, he is obviously attracted to that kind of culture because it's unironic, it's masculine, it's violent, and it's unapologetic. I mean, of course a 16-year-old guy is gonna be attracted to that. It's not reasonable to expect a 16-year-old guy with sky-high testosterone to find Bach or Mozart attractive. You can do that when you're later. Yeah, sure, I listen to some Mozart every once in a while and some Bach as well. But if we want to give an alternative there, you cannot do that with something that isn't attractive. So instead of taking away the degenerate rap music, you have to present a better option. So I said, listen to Bujak or Stolnigrad or something like that, which is also very testosteronous, but it is not degenerate. Or put on some Amon Amart, Guardians of Asgard, and then take him to the gym doing deadlifts. So you see, I'm not taking something away, I'm giving something else all the time. So you cannot say to this young guy, oh, stop doing that because it's degenerate. Say, do this because this is actually cooler and more testosterone. So he was attracted to a testosterone culture. Yeah, how do you counter that? By presenting an even more testosterone culture, which metal beats rap. Simple as that. We can take another example, which can be gaming. So if you have a brother or a friend or someone you care about, and he loves gaming, he is gaming too much so that he doesn't go to the gym even. Like, I'm a gamer as well, I love gaming obviously. But instead of saying, you should quit gaming, present to him a better option. And the better option in this case is, if you have trained hard, you will feel better both biologically, like physically, and metaphysically, because you have been more in congruence with the aesthetics of the game. So if you play Skyrim or The Witcher 3, excellent games both, then you obviously want to look like the characters. You want to emulate the aesthetics. Of course you do. I do as well. It becomes much more glorious if you actually kind of look like The Witcher and you play The Witcher. So then you can say to your friend or your brother, like, you know what, isn't it a good idea if you go to the gym and then you can game? So you go to the Witcher Academy and train some chest, for example, or you go to MMA training, which then is the Dark Brotherhood Skilled Hall or something like that, because that will enhance the experience. So instead of just saying like, oh, gaming's bad for you, you should cut down on it, present to him another option, which still includes gaming, but it also includes these other things. And then lastly, like if you want to get shredded, if you're fat or something, picture yourself as being shredded, and then have that as an option to all of these bad foods you eat. So if you are addicted to soda, for example, you drink a lot of soda each day, yeah, it's very, very bad for you. But instead of just taking that away, if I'm presenting to you now, here, you can have a better physique. Because there are few things that are more glorious than looking yourself in the mirror and just, you're blown away by your own magnificence. Yes, I realize that sounds very cocky, but it is what it is. If you present yourself with that option, or if you present a fat friend or something with that option, yeah, which one do you want? So it isn't actively choosing away the soda, it's just that you choose something better. And then obviously, when you prioritize, certain things will have to go. So yeah, same thing if you're out drinking alcohol each weekend. Which do you want? Do you want to get fucking jacked, or do you want to keep up this decadent lifestyle? So you see the point here, and this is, yeah, to all of my valiant word bearers and to all other content creators, it is very easy, it takes absolutely no skill to just point out something that is bad all the time, and it is not very attractive. So what you need to do is, whenever you want to bash something, present a better alternative that you can say, you know what, don't do this instead, because it will yield you more glory. Then I promise you, you will have much more success in converting heretics to becoming enlightened. And I'm gonna give a little shout out here, because I think Henrik and Lana of Red Ice did this perfectly when they bashed ecosexual individuals, which basically is a few degenerates. They bashed them first, and then they showed how to properly celebrate Midsummers. I will link that video below so you can check that out. But anyway, the point of this video is to, if you want to portray a good message, if you want to combat degeneracy, don't just say that it's bad and tell people to stop doing certain things. Tell them to start doing things instead. Start doing this instead of doing that. So, I hope that brought some new insight to you. And who am I? I'm the Great Lion. XXO.